I want to talk about some good things happening in comics right now. There's actually two stories that I certainly have for you today, and they aren't pertaining to the Rippaverse. My man's Jay, Drunk 3PO, good friend of mine, love him to death, all around good dude. And I got to speak, to him about some of the things that, he was preparing himself for. He got me excited just by talking to it. And I'm glad that he's getting the response and the reception that he's been getting for this effort, because this is something that is so necessary. He has let me pull this up right here. There we go. Achromatic Chronicles Blue. You can grab this now. It is 220 pages, 220 page graphic novel. You can check it out. I'll put the links in the description. I'll put the links on the pinned comments as well, so you guys can see this. Is a trailer, of course, you guys can watch and you can check it out. But this is another prime example of a person that saw that there was an issue. And actually, we're going to watch it here in a little bit with the sound, but let me set the scene here in a little bit before we. But long story short, this is a guy that saw an issue, particularly in young people media, and some of these books that they're putting in there is all ages adventure, as he notates right here. And this is a guy that saw not only a hole in the market, but there's a legitimate demand. And because this is something that he holds near and dear to himself, right? If you understand all of his efforts that he has done in his personal life with Jay, you understand this is personal to him. And this is how the best work is done, when you do see that passion. But this is a guy that wanted to solve an actual issue, and that's exactly what he did. Let's listen in on this real quick. I'll turn it up.
Achromatic Chronicles Blue is a graphic novel with over 200 pages that is suitable for all ages. Discover how John develops a unique friendship that is wrapped in mystery, and in this friendship takes him on an adventure where he discovers purpose and value in his world. Thank you so much for checking out this campaign, but get it quick, because we're only selling this for a limited time.
So definitely, you people that have youngsters, I believe that you should for sure go look into this. You can read more about what this thing certainly is about. You can see some of the interiors. Some people that are already on our team has that, like on our side of the internet, has already got it. They read it. It's good. And there's a couple of different tiers here. Even if you want to get some to donate to charity, he has a tier for you. I went and did that as well. So please go support my man's. And you look, man, definitely these young people, man, they need this. They need this type of content, something that you can feel good giving them, that doesn't have a bunch of bull crap. We know what's happening in these schools. We know what's happening, and certainly in what's going on, being put in like some of the, not necessarily just the curricular, but even with the libraries and stuff that they are saying is suited for all ages, or young people, targeting them, which is very, very inappropriate. This is something certainly that I think a lot of you can get in on. The next thing, if you guys watched, we talked a little bit about this when I had Graham Nolan on, and on the page when we wasn't the show. I almost said the show. We wasn't doing the show. We just had him on a stream or recording, and we kind of talked about everything. There's two guys that are absolute veterans that are part of this project. I didn't speak about this with Chuck Dixon, not about this specific project, I don't think. But with Graham, we certainly talked about Joe Frankenstein. You guys may remember this in the mid-2010s. I think it was published through IDW, if I'm not mistaken. They, of course, are now doing it on their own. The great Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon. You know, this is a dynamic duo. Let's call them exactly what it is that they are. A dynamic duo for you guys that grew up when I grew up. Definitely reading all of the stuff through latter half of the 80s or the 90s in my case. The great Chuck Dixon, the great Graham Nolan, Bane, Detective Comics, all of that good stuff that they had been a part of. And the fact that they are now doing this on their own and with their own effort, I am absolutely stoked to see this. But you can go get it. It's 72 pages. A couple of different covers that you have. Let's watch this real quick. It's only a minute long. And let me say this. I spoke about this with obviously Graham and about like the monster verse stuff that they're doing and the monster kind of based project. This is something that he is entirely passionate about. So especially if you guys that, you want to go to Rippaverse, we got all of our superhero stuff, but you want something that's along some different lines, this is certainly for you. And I think it's something that you should support. But let's finish this out. Oh, yeah. And I love that, as opposed to going through something else, they are taking it upon themselves. They're publishing it through the Graham's company with Compass Comics. And I love to see this sort of independent work that's being done. So you can read more about this. Again, I'll have it all pinned in the comments as well as in the description. And you guys can see there's a lot of cool different perks and stuff that you can get. This is the parallel economy in action. So if you want something that is going to be because look, the startup capital it is, I say this from experience, to make a comic book yourself, where you are the one that is going to publish it and you are the one that's going to fulfill it, even either of those, even if you just do one, if you put the fulfillment stuff on a fulfillment company and just publishing it and printing it, it is an expensive endeavor. It's expensive. Be sure to get in on this. It helps these brothers out. It allows them to have their ideas manifest itself in ways that even they couldn't possibly imagine. Again, saying this from experience, when you guys supported us with the Rippaverse, we have some things that we're working on that is going to be, I can't wait to reveal to you all. But we're only able to do that because though this is going to be more in the crowdfunding space, we did it in the pre-order, more of a pre-order campaign. But the fact that you guys go out and support a project is how these guys are able to fund and get the ideas and the wheels churning on other projects. So definitely, if this is something that along your lines, doing a CGC series as well, a signature series, if you want to get one of those. And here's some of the interiors here for Joe Frankenstein. Look, man, Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon does incredible work. There's no way around it. They do incredible work. Incredible work. So be sure to go check this stuff out. Again, I have it pinned, and that's some awesome things that's happening in comics right now.
Wherever you're viewing the content, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed it, you may be interested in my comic book company, Rippaverse Comics. Our first book and campaign, ISOM #1, brought in $3.7 million with tens of thousands of satisfied customers. Visit Rippaverse.com to check out our store and stay up to date with the latest campaigns from one of the hottest new comic book companies. Also, my first big step towards a parallel economy was the development of my personal website, ericdjuly.com. This entirely replaced my Patreon. Now, if you enjoy this content, please consider becoming a member over at the website. We have an ever-expanding list of perks for various membership tiers, a forum, and a phone app. Some of these perks will even benefit you if you're fans of the Rippaverse. Anyway, I appreciate you so much for being a supporter and or customer. I even got a little love for my haters.